to your 2023 February forecast. So I'm going to be doing these every single month. They're going to give you the overall energy for the month, how you can be moving through it, looking ahead and preparing yourself. And this is designed for you wonderful, amazing, enchanted entrepreneurs out there who are desiring to use your intuition and connection with the universe to guide you through life and business. Now, if you do really resonate with this reading, I'm going to be doing an extended reading as well. To access that, the link will be below. Alrighty, so let's get started. We are going to use the Shadows and Light Oracle to get the overall energy for the month of February. Then we'll go deeper into what you need to release, receive, and redirect, and pull some clarifying cards as well. So that's what you're in store for. Now, if you're new to working with me and cards, I really invite you to settle into your seat, to ground, to center, to get clear, and set aside the time to do this, by the way. We don't want to be distracted. And have your pen and paper handy because insights always come through. All right, here we go. February 2023. What is your overall energy? Alrighty. So you have received the Dried Flower Fairy, Sweet Memories. Let's see if this will get into focus. Yeah, beautiful. Awesome. So very much moving into February, we're getting this nostalgia feeling almost. So if you're actually starting a new project, product, or service, I would encourage you to really release and disconnect anything that might be lingering from the past, whether that's, sweet, fond memories or some regrets. It's important that whilst this energy will arise, you don't really want it to be coming into the new projects that you are putting into place February and beyond. I'm also really noticing here this, the butterfly wings, they're very beautiful and very, in focus here. So this is also a time of transition, of transformation, and a period where you're going to be very much noticing these changes occurring. So, just be aware of that as you're transitioning throughout the month of February. Maybe you're releasing some old stuff, you're bringing in some new things. This is a period of change, which means it's not going to be maybe the smooth ride that you would desire, but everything is going according to plan. It's totally normal and totally natural for during, these times where things are changing, things are evolving, we are changing and evolving, that there will be a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of, having to break through to the other side. Alrighty, so what we're going to do next is look at what do you need to release in the month of February. Now, I'll be using this healing deck. All the links to the decks will be below, just so I don't butcher the names or miss anyone. So this is what we're going to be tapping into for what do you need to release in the month of February. Alrighty. Oh, very, very interesting. So we've got the card of rejection, number 13. So here we go. It's a very beautiful deck. What I notice here is, a very clear message. In your business, you need to be putting yourself out there. And when you put yourself out there, you also put yourself in a position where you can be rejected. Now, this is an uncomfortable feeling. Not everyone likes this feeling. I would actually, guess that no one likes that feeling. However, when you can become accustomed to it, when we can really accept and integrate the fact that this is a part of the process, it does lose its sting. So as you're moving through February, you might, especially because this is like the 13th of February, heading towards Valentine's Day, whether that's affecting you or not, there is this idea that, things should be pretty, they should be perfect, people should be falling in love with you. So what's going on if they're not? And feelings of rejection, of doubt, of not being seen, heard, or valued might be arising. Now, the fact that this comes through in your area of release is very, very significant. So I would encourage you to get clear on where are these feelings coming from? How are they impacting you? And of course, how can you release them? Now, release works looks different for all of us, but I would really encourage you to embrace anything that works for you. Like if this is very much in the mind, like a logical over-analysis, really negative thought-focused situation, maybe do some journaling, do some scripting. If it's something where it's just this overwhelming emotional reaction and you can't quite, form words around it, beautiful things like cord cutting rituals, ceremonies, even something where you are maybe embracing these feelings, sinking deeper into them to understand them, and then allowing them to be released might work for you. If you want to get a bit more witchy, a bit more woo-woo, you could do a ritual of some kind. So rejection and that fear of rejection, work on releasing that this month. And, because it needs to be released, don't be surprised that it pops up for you. And as this is a reading for entrepreneurs, I very much get the sense that it is in the area of your business. Our self-esteem can be very tied to our businesses because, they are a reflection of us. So this is where that might be showing up for you. Next, we have the Work Your Light Oracle, and we'll be asking this beautiful oracle about what you'll be receiving in the month of February. Now, of course, this is a general reading, so not everything will resonate with everyone. However, I always truly believe that you can find value, you can find a message, and you can find some inspiration in anything. So lean in, listen up, and, learn what you need to learn today. We have the Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? I love this. Alrighty, so in the area of what do you need to receive, we have the Warrior Woman. So you might be needing to really, ask yourself this question: have you answered your deepest calling? And be ready to receive the answer. February is a beautiful time. We've gotten through January, which is for many of us tumultuous because it's the start of the year. We have all these expectations. We're, racing and rushing into the year. And then February, things start to settle down again. So great time to be receiving some messages about your soul's purpose, the direction of your business. Where do you want to be going? And of course, are you really tapping into and embracing your potential in this area? I also very much get the sense here that this is a time to receive compliments and feedback about your strength, about your determination, about your gifts. And for many of you, this might even be a leadership role of some kind. So whether that's doing speaking opportunities, actually getting out and being seen, doing some kind of networking, but you will be noticed this month. So that is in the area of receiving. Like all readings, you may see these opportunities and then resist them, reject them, or ignore them. So this is just really giving you an insight into what is coming up. Whether you take it or not is completely in your hands. Now, we're going to be looking at this Cosmic Guidance Oracle for where do you need to redirect? What I often see is, when entrepreneurs are doing any kind of self-reflection work, whether it's intuitive or not, it's, okay, what do I do? Like, what do I bring in? What do I push out? What do I bring in? What do I push out? And it's a little bit black and white. So I really like to think about, well, maybe where do we need to redirect? Because not everything needs to be burnt to the ground and built back up. All right, so let's see. Interesting. You've got the card of growth, overcoming limitations. Perfect card for the area of redirection. This card has, this cloudy skies, the rain is falling, there's a crescent moon, and there's this little seedling like sprouting up from the ground, growing. So very much when we're talking about what needs to be redirected in your business or in your situation at the moment is, where have you maybe already classed it as a failure? or you're not giving yourself the credit for, your growing phases. You're not terrible at it. You're just new at it. So really, in the month of February, especially because we're working on transitioning, embracing new strengths and leadership and direction, take this time to assess what have you been doing. Maybe where you haven't been feeling a lot of growth or a lot of momentum, how can this be sort of redirected and shaped into, hey, I'm just growing, I'm just trying. It doesn't need to be done yet. So where do you need to grow? Where have you not been giving yourself the benefit of time and like just some grace in the area of your businesses? This could be finance. That's really coming up for me because many of us and many of my clients actually, there's this area where we logically know it takes time. And yet there's this real urge that has been conditioned into us to rush. So maybe it's in the area of your finances where this is coming through. How can you redirect that? How can you reframe it? How can you get back on board with it and not be working against it? All right, so what I'm going to be doing now is pulling a clarifying card for the cards that have just come out. And I will say, when I do the extended reading, this is going to go into each week of the month, looking at how can you really be working internally, externally, universally, so that you can really get that momentum going in your business, in your life, in your finances, whatever you're focusing on at the moment. So if this is really resonating and you want to go deeper, that reading will be available just below this video. Alrighty. So this is just the traditional Rider-Waite tarot. Often for clarifying, I find it really handy to use just a really traditional deck because the different energies don't really get muddled. I find it's very clearing. All right, so this time we're going to work backwards. So for the area of redirection, that growth card that came through, we've got the Queen of Cups. This is going to be your greatest gift in redirecting and getting sort of on board with whatever's slow to grow. So tapping into your emotions, really building your emotional resilience and like owning what you're feeling. It could be frustration. It could be a little bit of anger, resentment, resistance, whatever it is, you need to be able to hold it, to handle it. In the area of receiving, so this is that opportunity to really step up and ask yourself, what is my calling? Where do I want to go? And maybe you've got some opportunities coming in to really showcase yourself and your skills in your business. We've got the Six of Swords. Now, what's really significant here, and I love that, the warrior woman, she had her card as well, is you get to choose what thoughts, what beliefs, what stories you take with you. So as you're stepping up and stepping out into February, owning your space, claiming your space, and really being seen, I would invite you to take some time to be conscious of, the thoughts coming with you. And in the area of releasing this fear of rejection, fear of being seen, and fear of people's responses, we have the Hierophant. So another awesome, powerful card. A few things that I'm getting here is, one, where did you learn that fear of rejection? Who perhaps in your past, in your childhood, a previous relationship or job, seemed to have trained you and taught you to fear this rejection, like sit down, be quiet, don't be seen, we don't need to hear you. So doing some unpacking work, some journaling work, and some healing work in that area would be very, very powerful. I would also say, you need to set yourself up as an authority in your business. You're not this like timid little child that has no clue of what's going on. You're an adult, you're responsible, you're creating your life. You're a person of power in your life. So set yourself up in that position. And to go a little bit deeper into the energy for the month, that dried flower fairy, we've got the Two of Pentacles. Totally awesome card. What I love about this is you are in transition this month. So you will be juggling and balancing the past and the present. And just be aware of that fact. Like, there's nothing wrong with not being, completely moved on. There's nothing wrong with having things crop up from the past, but how you handle it, how you balance it, and how you integrate that into what you're doing and how you're showing up is the most important thing. Ooh, alrighty. So February overall is looking very much like a little bit slow to go, but it's so, so necessary. This is the foundational work that's really setting you up for success for the rest of the year. You're going to find a lot of opportunities to be seen and to shine, but how you're feeling internally and what you're thinking internally is so important this month. So don't skip that to just rush ahead and do a bunch of stuff. Really make sure that you're on board, that you're aligned, and that you're looking inwards before you do something outwards. Thank you for joining me for this reading. I'm going to be doing monthly forecasts from now on. And like I said before, I'll have an extended reading to go deeper into each week. That will be available for purchase just below this video. Now, I will also say these monthly forecasts, the basic and the extended, will be available to my Coven Mastermind. This is a business mastermind. If you'd like more details, I'll also pop the link below. Thank you for joining me. I'd love to hear what came up and came through for you.